K.K Abraham from Tayola, and welcome to Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 Lesson 3. Today we're going to look into the basic editing overview. We're going to learn how to edit clips onto your timeline, also editing tools, and lastly, we're going to learn about keyboard shortcuts. Now that I got your attention, let's get right to it. Now, we are in the project panel here. I have my mouse hover over this particular light bulb clip over here. Now, when I click on it, you'll see the playhead and you see a yellow line. So I've used this clip previously before. And as you see here, it's being selected. Now, if I double click on it, now I'm going to clear this thing out so then you guys can get a more of a clear understanding and how to import your clip onto your timeline. But first, we're going to learn a few keyboard shortcuts that's going to help us within our efficiency of our editing. Now, we have two keyboard shortcuts, which is I and O. Now, we have our J key. When we press our J key, it reverses. When we press our L key, it fast forwards, it goes forward. And when you press your K key, your playhead stops. So the K key stops the playhead wherever the playhead lays onto. The more you tap L, it increases the speed of you fast forward, and the more you tap J, increase the speed of you reversing. Now, I'm going to press L, and I'm going to go where the light bulb turns on. Now, what we have here, that's you see here, I want to select when the light bulb is off before the light bulb turns on. So I want the light bulb to be off. Now, in order for me to do that, I hold K, and I would tap J. And when you tap J, it gives you per second of a particular clip, which is pretty cool. Now, I like this side here. This is where I want to start from. I select I, and then I want to just press L, so it goes a little bit faster for me till it turns off. Now I press K, and I pass where it completely turned off. Now, if I wanted to kind of be precise of where I want the clip to land on, with a playhead to land on, I hold K and I press J to make sure. Okay, so as you see, the light is now being dimmed down. So I'm gonna hold K again and press L, where now it completely shuts off, and I'll select O for our out point. Now we're going to learn how to import the clip onto your timeline. Now there's many ways how you can import your clips onto your timeline, and you can choose which is the best way. I'm here to show you different ways you can import your clip onto your timeline. Now the first way, which is very common, whereas when you click and drag hold the clip from your source monitor and add it right onto your timeline. Now when you do that, you have your clip mismatch warning. We learned from the beginning of part of lesson 1 that when you select your presets for your sequence, in case you make a mistake or selecting the wrong preset, the clip that you add onto your timeline will let you know that, okay, your clip ratio or the size is totally different or offsets to the preset that you selected. Or in case you did not select anything, it will create a timeline for you that's suitable best for that particular clip. Now, what we have here for a mismatch warning, we have change sequence settings or keep existing settings. Now, if you keep existing settings, it will configure it to the timeline that you selected before. But I advise you to always change your sequence settings to the clip that you add onto your timeline. So we go click on sequence settings, and now we have the clip onto the timeline. Now I press the space bar. There you have it. You have a clip that's now being played onto your program monitor. Now there's another way how you can add that clip onto your timeline. We could pick another clip, and let's see, we have a young man looking at the skyline before the sun sets. And what we're going to have here is that we're going to select one clip to another. So from the left side, all the way to the right side. Now we might just cut right into the middle. So we have this clip here. And what we're going to do is that, of course, we have our L, you have our J, K, and L key. So let's say I would press my I for my in to select on my endpoint. I'm going to have my J. I'm going to press to go a little bit faster. Yeah, we have it over here. I'm going to press K to stop. I'm going to press my O key to select my out point. Now, you can click drag onto your program monitor, and it gives you an icon to let you know that you can drag and drop onto your timeline, which I want to do that. And when I do that, as you see here, it drags and drops perfectly right beside our previous clip. We're going to select the city. I'm going to have the clip right on to the end, onto the timeline. And another way you can add a clip onto your timeline, and this is probably my personal favorite because it's very short and easy to do, is the period key, period. I'm going to press the period key again. You see it adds onto the timeline exactly where the playhead is. Now I'm going to undo by holding Command Z. For PC, it'll be Control Z in order to undo. So I'm going to undo till I get to the last clip, the first clip that I've selected before. And we just find out 3 different ways how to add different clips onto your timeline. Now, we're going to learn how to maneuver our clips around and how we can move them accordingly. So we have the first clip here, and as you see, because of the snap tool is on, it allows you to snap your clip onto another. What we have in front of the clip is the light bulb. Now, if I want to have that clip right in front of the clip and do that, it's going to overwrite the clip that's there originally. So basically, it just covered the whole clip, and you don't want to do that unless if that's your purpose. But that's not the main reason why we do that. So we're going to undo, Command Z, or for PC users, Control Z. And what we're going to do is that we're going to hold Command, click, and you see here, there's a snap, there's an arrow that's letting you know that you are going to put the clip originally in front, behind the clip that you have clicked on. Now, if I let go, you see here, no clip was overlaid. We have that clip inserted in front of another clip. So this is how you insert and move your clips around, however you want to move the clips around. Now, if you want to zoom in it's the plus key. If you want to zoom out, it's the minus key. Now, what you can do, I'm going to just zoom in a little bit more and have the scroll to kind of scroll in where the clip is. You have this other key, the endpoint, that when you stretch it, it shrinks the clip within a timeline so you can see everything. As you see here, there's a blank, there's some space at the beginning of the clip here. And there's ways you can insert or move all these clips to be at the beginning of the clip. Now you can select all your clip. You can select the whole clip by clicking outside the clip and dragging over it. And having that, which that does is to select the whole clip. And after, you can just click and drag at the beginning, and it all goes to the beginning of the clip. Now I'm going to undo. We're going to find another way how we can drag the whole clip without just clicking and dragging all of them. We have this tool. It's called the Track Select tool. Now the Track Select tool, when you click the Track Select tool, you can click it and you could drag at the beginning of the timeline and let go. You could do it at the end, and it only selects the end. When you press A, it allows you to select all the clip in front. So for example, if I undo one more time, if I select the second last clip, which is the city, I could click on the city, but the remaining clips behind that will not be selected. Because as you see, the arrow only focused on the clip that's selected and the clips after that. Now if I click out, I'm going to just press V, and V brings me back to the selection tool. The red key, as you see here, it allows you to select the right side or the left side. And this key does it by default. Whenever you have your key selected at the beginning of a clip or at the end of the clip, it gives you that option to slide in, to drag out some of the parts of the clip. It allows you to drag out some parts of the clip or drag in some parts of the clip. Now we're going to go and show you how to delete some clips that we have on our timeline. Now I have 3 of the same clip, and I purposely did that so I could show you how you can delete some of your clips. Now, the second clip we have here with the light bulb is you can right click and you can go cut and it deletes that clip for you. That's one way of deleting a clip. The third clip here, which is the light bulb again, you can click it or press the delete button on your keyboard, and it deletes. Now, I'm going to undo that. And there's another unique way that can definitely help you on your process when it comes to your editing. The whole purpose is to make your editing a lot easier, more efficient, and quicker, so that you can have your project done in no time. Now, this is my personal favorite way of deleting clips whenever I want to add one clip to another. So as I showed you before, you can click on a clip and you press the delete button. And then when you do that, you have to highlight all your clips or press the A key and then drag it to connect to the first clip. Now, I'm gonna undo that. There's an easier way you can do that. And the easier way you can do that, you can click on a clip, right click, and click on ripple delete. Now, when you click on ripple delete, this is what happens. You have no space as you've seen before. So when I just clicked and delete, you had this whole space here that makes it hard for you to take all that clip or have your slider tool and then connect it to another clip. When instead of doing that, you could just click on that particular clip, click and ripple delete, and boom, you have a clip right next to each other perfectly. And that makes your job so much easier for you. So the last clip, I'm going to delete that because we don't need it. So we figured out how to maneuver the clips around within the timeline. And now we're going to learn how to use the razor tool. Now the razor tool is C. So C represents for cut. So in case you guys forget, just always remember the razor tool stands for C. And what we do is that we could just select a clip that we could cut in half. So if I click on that, if I cut that clip in half, if I use this razor tool and cut in half, you see that that particular clip is split in half. But let's just say that you want to take a little bit more of that particular clip from here. So instead of you just dragging that clip onto that clip and then deleting that, we have this other tool called the rolling edit. Now the rolling edit is N. So N, what it allows you to do is to drag one end of the clip off. So then when you see this clip, and then leave this other clip here selected, so that if I use a ripple delete, you see that particular clip delete, and it gets on to the next scene. The zoom, there's different ways how you can zoom in. As I showed you earlier, you have the plus to zoom in, your minus to zoom out. You have your scroll bar to enlarge or to squeeze more into the timeline, or to kind of go precisely on a clip you want to look into. Or we have this zoom tool, which is Z. When you just press Z, it's a zoom tool that zooms all the way in. And when you zoom out of the keyframe, it zooms out. If you zoom in the keyframe, it zooms in. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed something about the zoom selection tool. When you want to zoom in, it allows you to zoom in wherever the playhead is. So I'll give you a good example. I'm going to put the playhead at the end of the clip. Right now, I have it zoomed out in the timeline. Now, if I press the plus key, you notice that it zooms in wherever the playhead is. Zoom out. I'm going to do it again, and I'm put it in front of the key. I'm going to put it in front of the timeline. And if I zoom in one more time, again, it focuses right on the playhead. And then you have your slide tool, where you can slide your tool onto another keyframe, and it overlaps it. If you do it back, it's still there. Now, if I use the V key, now if I use the selection tool and I overlay it, it's gone. But if I bring it back, it's still not there, because then the selection tool doesn't allow you to kind of overlay a clip and then bring it back to original place. I'm gonna undo it, and I'm gonna show you the slide tool again. The keyboard shortcut for the slide tool will be U. Now you press U, you slide it over one particular clip, and now it can only slide on a clip that you want to replace. You cannot slide over a clip that's not there. It only allows you to slide in a clip that's next to another clip. So I could do this clip over here, slide over that clip, and I could play it like nothing happened. And if I play it, you see slightly, when you zoom in, you still see the clip over here. If I use the sliding tool again, I bring it all the way back to the end, and it's back to its original place. So a quick recap of what we've learned on lesson 3. We have learned the basic editing overview by adding clips onto a timeline, editing clips on the timeline, learn some of the editing tools, and also keyboard shortcuts. Now, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is K.K. Abraham from Tayola, telling you to leave your mark. Take care.